And Virgo cross watchers to your reading. So thank you for stopping by my channel today. I hope you guys are having a great day. So we have the Eight of Pentacles here for where you're at right now. So I mean, obviously you're working on something. I feel like you are actually really enjoying the process of fine-tuning it. It's like there's something about perfecting whatever it is that you're doing that you're really enjoying. And it's almost like there could be like a whole circus going on around you, but you're so focused on and enjoying what you're doing that it's like you're just kind of tuning the whole thing out. I'm going to be honest here, okay? This might be calling you out a bit. What I'm seeing is you are getting a lot of enjoyment out of it, but I feel like you may be running from something. You may be trying to distract yourself from something by focusing on this. And it's almost like, yes, you're really enjoying what you're doing, but it's this element of like feeling you have to squeeze every little bit of joy, every drop of joy you can out of what you're doing because of this like deep sadness. I can feel it in the middle of my chest. And it's almost like this void, this emptiness that you are feeling. We'll dig into it a little bit more. I mean, obviously there's something going on. It's almost like the more time you give, like you do what you're doing and you kind of distract yourself, it's like that void gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So whatever you're doing, I feel like it is working to heal you. But, you know, so let me get a card for Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands talks about that energy of feeling really burdened, feeling like there is a lot to do, there's a long way to go. But what's interesting, I don't think that's coming from you. I feel like you seem to be shielded from that somehow. It's almost like there might be somebody negative that talks like that a lot and kind of is like they embody the Ten of Wands energy. And I almost want to say, like, fortunately, they're so focused on feeling burdened. Not that I would ever want anybody to feel that way, okay? But fortunately for you, they're so focused on feeling like they're burdened, all the responsibilities on their shoulders, so on and so forth, that they are not able to focus on what's going on with you, and they're not able to bring that morose energy. I feel like this is the kind of person that it's like when you feel like you're healing and then you spend time around them, it feels like it widens, you know, that kind of like deep, heavy sadness. It's like it expands it when you're around them. I feel like when you're not around them, it's almost like you kind of have some pep in your step, if you will. It feels like you feel lighter, you feel better, you feel like you're kind of taking things on and it's going well. I feel like even when you think about this person, it's like there's a little bit of a shadow cast there. Like there's a little bit of a, not negativity from you. It's just like there's something about their energy that seems to, it's like a thunderstorm on your parade somehow. It's almost like this person would be like, look at this burden I'm carrying. Look at this burden I'm carrying. Don't you see? Don't you see what I'm doing? And I feel like it's not that it's like they want praise for doing the most. It's that energy of somebody that they want to complain about how much they're doing, but they don't want to ask for help to lighten their load either. That's where they want to be. They want to, well, I mean, maybe they don't want to feel that way, but that's where they're actively choosing to be. And I feel like there's a different kind of like inner drive for you, not for you, but like you would rather a different type of motivation push you forward. I feel like to a certain extent, you may also be using this, whatever it is that you're working on, to avoid this person sometimes. It's like they might try to get your attention or whatever, and it's just like, you know what, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there, I was just really focused on what I was doing. And it's almost like, and they then feel that there is this camaraderie between the two of you. These roles may be reversed, so please take it as it resonates. It's like this person, because you're so focused on what you're doing, you're getting a lot of joy out of it. They're getting what they need in a different way. But they see you as the same as them, not realizing that you are creating joy instead of burden for yourself. So, that is what I'm kind of seeing here is that I feel like you had this vision in the past, like of where you were going and what that would look like and how, like, maybe not how you would get there, but it feels like the type of energy where you make the choice. Because we have, I don't know if I showed that to you. It's the Queen of Pentacles. And that's someone that's very earthy, very grounded, someone that takes good care of the people around her, has a nice home. It's one of those people that, like, they're consistent, they're dependable, it's almost like salt of the earth type of people that are so rare. And I feel like you made the choice that, like, that's who I want to be. And now you're doing that, and it's like you're building the framework for that, right? Hold on. Yeah. Can we get a clarifier? Queen and the 8 here. 7 of Cups with the Sun. Hold on for a second. I feel like someone tried to distract you with some other choices. I feel like there were a lot of other choices, but it's almost like once you found this one that you chose, it's like people could kind of throw anything at you, and it's not going to hold the same value to you, like about developing who you are. It's not, it just wasn't what you want. And I feel like, kind of relating it back to this person, it's almost like they would just find something to complain about every single option. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, now this, oh, now this, oh, now that. And it just feels a lot calmer and a lot more enjoyable to be away from that negativity. I feel like if that dynamic isn't really in your conscious mind, it's more like subconscious. It's almost like you're just going to feel this strange pull to stay away from this person, right? It's almost like if you were walking down the street, you would kind of move out of the way so that their shoulder didn't brush yours, right? It just feels like it kind of feels like you don't really want, not like angry or vindictive or whatever. It just feels like you just don't want to be around this person anymore. I feel like it's just been too much that has, like, the onslaught of negativity. It's just been too much, and it's had too much of an effect on you. Or, no, scratch that. You see the delay that it can cause for you. And that's why you're pulling away. It's almost like if this person is not good with certain noises, you're going to find a way to make those noises so that they don't want to be around you. But it'll be like work related, so they're not going to, like, take it personally. I feel like I'm describing somebody that's, like, laying this trap. It's not anything like that. It's more trying to explain, like, if you're doing these things and you're kind of like, what? what's going on? Like, it feels like there are certain kind of pieces that you're putting into place to set a natural boundary between the two of you. Because I feel like this person is somebody that they might like not step over your boundaries, but they're going to stand right there and wait for you to come talk to them. If that makes sense. So, whoops. Okay, guess that one. Hanged Man and Ten of Swords. I have swords at the bottom of the deck. So, what's supporting you? I think you were honest about something in the past. I think you were... Either you were honest or somebody came in and gave you a healthy dose of reality, right? It's like if someone had been kind of placating you and, you know, one of my favorite sayings is from Judge Judy, like someone was peeing on your leg and telling you it was raining. And that's, I mean, that's a little graphic, but that, the fact that that happened, or that, hold on for a second, that what I'm picking up from you is like that you let it get that far seems to be a real driving force behind you doing what you're doing now. You know what I mean? It's like the other shoe dropped, and then the Ten of Swords talks about things getting like kind of hitting that bottom, right? And I feel like the bottom is actually you feeling bad about having allowed somebody to treat you poorly. You know what I mean? It's this kind of like kind of oscillating between like, why would they do that? Why would somebody treat me that way? And then it would kind of flip over to be like, okay, well, but you know, trying to, it's almost like realizing the injustice of the situation, but also wanting to take whatever responsibility is yours in that situation. Because it's like you don't really want to sit here and be a victim. You want to like be proactive. You want to do what needs to be done so that you're not repeating that. It's not about you. Hold on for a second. It's not about you feeling like a victim. It's not about you feeling bad for yourself because, like, oh, poor me. It's almost like you know that you didn't do right by yourself when you let that happen. There is a message here. I'm going to invite you to not be too hard on yourself, okay? Please. I feel like you're going to kind of come to this place where it's like you're going to see things a little bit differently. You're going to see yourself through a different lens. I feel like there's somebody it could be a person, it could just be like those aha moments, but it feels more like it's an actual person that comes in, and it's almost like it's that energy of sometimes when something like really strange is going on, or like you're in a really weird situation, it's almost like you don't realize how weird it is until an outsider comes in and looks around and they're like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And I kind of feel like that's this hanged man person. It almost feels like there's some sort of information. It's almost like you may have felt that you were crazy for thinking of it about that situation, but it's like it's the first thing that this person noticed. It's like about that past situation, there was something that you knew. This may not be the actual situation, and I want to stress that very strongly because it's not going to be the actual situation for everyone. It's almost like if you were in a romantic relationship that recently ended, you had a feeling something was going on. You had a feeling that this person was doing something that they were not supposed to. In terms of, you know, other people, third party sort of thing. I'm not trying to be diminutive when I say that. It's almost, and they may not have gone so far as to have a physical relationship with somebody, but they were kind of teetering on having like starting to want to confide in somebody else, getting a little too excited when their phone dinged and it was that person. When something happened, that was the first person that they wanted to tell, right? So it's like you felt that something was off. It's like they smiled a little too much at this person. I'm seeing them. It's like maybe you guys had people over or this person came over, and there's something about the goodbye part of them coming over that set off alarm bells for you. It's like it took too long for your person to say goodbye to this other one. Like, okay, bye, see you later. You know what I mean? It just felt too long, and it's lingering, and you're kind of looking at them like, what's going on? And it's almost like your person looked at that this other one. You remember that look because that's how they looked at you at one point. So, um, I feel like the red flags that you were aware of that I feel like were kind of poo pooed away, like people were like, oh, that's not a big deal. Oh, you're just, making mountains out of molehills. This person comes along and they're looking at you like, no, that, no. Like, that whatever you were kind of intuiting, I don't think that's the way that you say that, but you know what I mean. Whatever you were picking up on, you were picking up on it. You weren't making it up. It wasn't all in your head. And it's like, it's interesting because sometimes when that kind of information comes out in a reading, it's a big relief. With you, it's more like you're just going to kind of put it in your back pocket and keep doing what you're doing. Right? So it's like the next time that you have a situation where you're feeling something intuitively and people kind of tell you like, "Oh, you're wrong." You're not going to let that get in. But in terms of this situation with this past person, it doesn't feel like it has any effect on how you feel about that, because it's like you've pulled you pulled them out root and stem, and now you're just kind of closing in that void as you're healing. So can we get a card for what's coming up? So we have the Hermit energy, if I can pick up the card. So what I'm getting, I mean, the Hermit usually talks about kind of getting that different perspective. And I feel like, kind of going into that cave and coming out a little bit wiser. I feel like there's somebody that's going to be shining a light on what's going on with you. It's almost like this Hanged Man energy may or may not be like a permanent fixture, but it feels like this Hermit person, it's whatever impact they have, whatever wisdom they pass on to you, it's almost like a mentor mentee relationship. I was originally going to say that it felt like this person was temporary and this one was permanent, but it feels like a mixed bag. So I'm not going to comment on that because it'll be different for everybody. It does feel like the Hermit has the intention. It's like, it's almost like part of their, it's almost like part of them, I want to say like turning around and helping other people, turning around and blessing others is kind of helping to light the way for you. And there's something about it that is actually quite heartbreaking for them because I want to say like they know what you're in for, but let me flesh that out a little bit. What's interesting is it's like they're looking at it from the perspective of the pain they felt in those situations. And I feel like you are not as affected by the same situation. It's not as hard for you. It's not as painful for you because you've already found a way to cope. And I feel like this person, they made it through, but their energy is a little bit closer to this kind of doom and gloom one up there, right? It's like when they were suffering, they got stuck in it, whereas you pushed through it. And I feel like as the connection between the two of you develops, you're going to surprise this person. It'll almost seem like you're going to go out and do things, and this person will look at you and be like, I didn't even think to do that. It's like, I didn't even know that that could be done. I didn't know that, we were allowed to do that. It's that type of a deal. It's almost like you're kind of that dynamic figure, that dynamic energy coming in, and you're going to upset the apple cart in a way that is a catalyst for change. Whereas this person, it's like their apple cart was the first one that got tipped over. So there wasn't a precedent set. They did carry a lot on their shoulders. And I feel like you're going to see, it's almost like you're going to see the long-term effect of what this, like the attitude that this person up here, their mindset and approach to the world, I feel like you're about to see what that looks like long-term. So, I think we're going to pull one more card on this Hermit energy, and then I will wrap it up here. Seven of Wands with the Two of Wands. I feel like there's going to be a situation with this person that helps you, or that you kind of realize that there are a lot of things that you aren't in control of, which again, it's like, it's an aha moment, but it doesn't like hit you really hard because, again, like going back to this, you do have those coping strategies in place. You do have those certain things that you can turn to keep pushing yourself forward. It does feel like there's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle. It's almost like somebody might kind of come at this Hermit person, and it's almost like they might kind of come at the Hermit person not realizing, like let's say the Hermit person is sitting right here, on the bench across from you. It's like this one starts coming for the Hermit, and then they see you there, and it's like the whole mood changes. You know what I mean? It's like they might have been coming in to like yell at or blame the Hermit for something. I feel like it's almost like they used the Hermit as this Hermit person as like when they felt bad, they'd come along and would like use the Hermit as the proverbial punching bag. Like when they felt like they were somehow, when they felt out of sorts, they would come and take it out on this Hermit person. And this one comes in to do it again. And it's almost like this Hermit has been worn down to the point that they don't even fight it anymore. They just let it happen. And I feel like there's something here between you and the Seven of Wands person. It doesn't feel necessarily, hold on for a second. It's almost like they might come charging out, but seeing you and they like, it's like their pace even slows down. And instead of coming out and like full on yelling at this person, they'll be like, I need you to, do this or take the garbage out or something like that. There's something that stops. And it's almost like there's this moment between these two that they both know that this would have been a bigger argument had you not been there. And you can see it too. But I feel like this one's trying to pretend that they don't care what you think. And this one, hold on. It's like this one's kind of been so worn down that they just accept that that might be what you see, and like it is what it is. It just is what it is. So I think we're going to pull. Sorry, I know I said one more card. It just feels like there's... Nine of Wands and Judgment. So from what I'm seeing, I feel like this person really values like wisdom and knowledge and kind of learning above all. I feel like there may have been a lot of things that were out of their control at one point in time. Um, but it's like it may seem like they are in a real place of suffering, and maybe to a certain extent they are. And they feel that they've given up, but what's interesting is that they haven't actually, or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, right? It's almost like this person maybe has been worn down to the point that they feel that it's their lot in life to experience this, that this is just what's going to happen, not realizing that they actually do have the strength to change it. So I think I'll leave it there, Virgo. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. It does help to support the channel so I can keep doing these readings. I do have the, why can't I remember what month it is? October 2023. Monthly love readings coming out next week. So please keep an eye out for those if you're so inclined. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.